Good evening. So, we are trying something different tonight. So, hoping that everybody can hear me well. I hope everybody can see me. Think we are on, looks like YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and possibly Instagram at the same time. And shout out to you guys on TikTok as well. I will give everybody just a little bit of time to get in. We are talking about something very important tonight. So, what is important? Your mental health. And we've got to look at it from two ways. We got to look at it from one, you guys living in the United States, what that looks like. Then we've got to also look at what life abroad and the mental health aspect of that. How does that look like for you guys when you're moving abroad? Is it something that you could look forward to? Is it the same? We're going to get into that tonight. So, if you are interested, if you know somebody interested in this, please share this information. Let people know. Um, if you guys do not know who I am, my name is RJ. I am 37 years old. I've been living in Medellín for going on 2 years now. I've been traveling way before then, but what I will tell you is living here versus visiting here is two different things. So our 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time slot is dedicated to getting into those things, what that looks like across numerous platforms. So we really have to take a look at a number of things. One, Monday through Friday, we go through each individual topic. Yesterday was why I moved, how I moved, and what really prompted me to leave. You guys might be asking yourself these exact same questions. Everybody just went through a presidential election, and depending on what it is that you wanted from the outcome, you might be prompted to say, is life better? Is the American dream and the rat race that comes with it, is it something that is no longer what it is that they sold us? A lot of the conversation tonight is going to be one, how you guys are feeling. We want to make certain that you guys feel that there's a place. This is an open place for questions and answers so that you guys feel comfortable with your decision. Tonight is about mental health. Each night covers a different topic that allows you, one, to hear from either myself, other expats, both living in Colombia as well as living abroad, but two, give you the realistic one on ones that, a lot of people aren't doing. We want to make certain that you guys feel comfortable if you are looking to move with your decision. So let's get into it. As always, Tuesdays are special. It's Travel Tuesday. And when we talk about travel, people travel for mental health reasons. They literally are saying, I need a break, vacation. I want to go live on an island and live a life that I don't live. And, that is because you are looking for a mental health break. You're looking for something that is different. And a lot of people don't even realize it until you bring it to the forefront. So that is why we are here tonight to bring not only what you may be dealing with in the United States, but how that may differ. I will say that no matter where you go, there are going to be challenges. No matter what city, no matter what country, uh, you can't escape that. It's life. That is life. However, other places do not give you certain things. Cool. So other people may not give you certain things as far as realistically trying to uh, take a look at your mental health, because the process of moving abroad is 100% a process that most people don't think is a thing that will make you reflect. It's a thing that will make you look at yourself and say, am I doing this? Am I actually doing this? Am I willing to go get another language and learn that if you look to a place where another language is being spoken? Are you willing to give up American customs and culture for life somewhere else? How much of those things are you valuing? Excuse me if I do seem a little bit distracted. We're going to get Instagram up. Looks like Instagram is off. but we're going to get them up. But I will keep talking to you guys because realistically, it's about mental health. Let me ask you guys, and feel free to chime in. Are y'all okay today? Are y'all okay? I'm doing all right. You know, I have no idea if anybody asked you if you were okay. However, on here, we want to check in with the community. Make certain that you feel like there's somebody that's willing to ask you you're okay. A lot of people don't have friends and family to be able to tap in with. These things are real because you may go and move abroad, but if you don't move abroad with anybody and then you go to a place that is isolated, you're going to have to deal with that also. So when I tell people about moving abroad and everything else, we're going to hear this a lot. It's the H word. Y'all know what the H word is? Anybody who's been watching knows what the H word is. The H word is homework. You are going to have to do homework. Homework is going to be your biggest success in regards to where do you go? Are you initially going to have a good time? You're going to do have to do legwork as well. The legwork of all of this. So, it starts with your mental health because you have to get into a space. We started this entire series talking about expat etiquette. But the expat etiquette comes into your mental space in regards to, hey, I'm moving to another country that may not speak the language that I do, that does not have American customs. Am I willing to change my lifestyle to be able to get into these things? That's a question that only you can answer. That really is. You have to literally, and bear with me, I'm just typing this in. You have to literally look into yourself and say, am I willing to leave what America told me behind to have better than what America sold me as the dream that I was chasing? Those are real things. You got to actually consider that because I realized it wasn't about anything that America had told me had value. I got it. I still felt like there was something else. There was an opportunity for me to experience something else. And I traveled and saw people that did not have as many stuff and things that I had, but they were happier in their life. And I had to ask myself why. And when I got to the answer, I realized it's because their life doesn't surround stuff and things. And that is half of the problem there in the United States. You run into a scenario where you don't have the stuff and you don't have the things that they told you were going to make you happy. So now you don't feel as happy as you actually should about yourself. What does that feel like? Is that tough? That you realize that the things that you traded your time away from your friends and family for, money, to buy the stuff and the things, just trying to get this set up, that was well worth it once you got it? How often do you find yourself having to buy something new to get that feeling back? That's real. So you have to factor in. So many people don't know a couple things. They don't know that they're in a scenario until somebody goes and points it out. So, give you an example. People that live in a snow globe don't know it's a snow globe. Looks very pretty. However, it is just a it's a bordered snow globe. As pretty as it looks. There's so many people that are outside of the snow globe, and if you haven't picked up, the snow globe we are talking about is America. Snow globe we're talking about is America. It looks very beautiful. It's the land of the free, the home of the brave. We both know that those things are not true. But that's what we're sold. So that's what it is that we have to deal with. Those are the things that we have to think about on a daily basis. As far as even though it's just the words, it's a lot worse. A lot of other places. It's a lot worse. A lot of other places. That's not the case. There are a lot of other places that don't do the basic things that are we have become accustomed to in America that actually are ruining, poisoning our lives. Eating food that is under quality. This they said we can get Americans lab grown food. Lab grown food. Now you might make the decision not to go out to go to a grocery store and eat the food or pick from organic places. Do just look into it. Organic is a paid label, all of those things. So when we talk about like the food and all of the stuff that you have to think about when you don't even realize. You remember when bags of groceries did not cost $100 per bag, but now it's a thing that you are accustomed to. And all you do is know what to do is go back to work so you can afford the bare necessities, a house over your head, food on your table. But you don't even know you're stressed out. Or maybe you do. Maybe you do. And you are like, but I can't do anything else. I'm not certain of that. So when we look at certain things, dealing with abroad, I'll be honest with you. I don't know what everybody that is watching this, what their actual immigration out of the United States process will look like. Each place will be different. But I will tell you, many a place, you need to show some places $1,000 a month that you make. TikTok is TikTok is hating. We have the relocation tour going on. If you guys don't know, TikTok says I am talking about irrelevant things, but these are all relevant to why you would want to go on a relocation tour. We will get to that. The relocation tours are March 12th to the 17th. So there you go, TikTok. We'll get into those things a little bit later. But this is about you guys right now. This is about the opportunity to get into it because I already know what it is. I moved from South Florida. South Florida, New York, and Los Angeles are probably the three highest places to live in the United States outside of very small places. And I say that is because all of these things are relevant. You have to have somewhere to live. You have to have some food to be able to buy these things. So the financial and mental pressure of all of the things that continue to cost more money at a rate that they're costing more and they're not giving you more money for showing up to work every day. That can be a scenario where you are running into, are things okay? You might be going to work every day with a smile on your face, but you feel those numbers crunching a lot closer than they had been. That goes into your mental health. You don't even know that you're seriously running in a treadmill and it's going nowhere. But the glass ceiling of reaching the American dream, reaching the things that they sold you, and once you get them, you talk to any millionaire and billionaire, they have got money and they're not even happy with their lives. So what are we doing? What are we doing? That was my wits end. That was the reason why I left, because it was just too many factors to go into me waking up every day and just thinking about all of the things that comes with what it is that we consider normal that is not normal anywhere else. We talked about the groceries, but what about going grocery shopping? Is that something that you thought would be a scenario where you would run in and go grocery shopping and never come out? Those are the things that happen in the United States. That's not a normal thing, but we've gotten used to that. And you don't know what that does to your brain. You don't know what that does. And you got to realize when you get out of that and you have a conversation with a local person and you tell them the things that we are used to, that everybody that is watching this is seen before, they're like, that's not normal. Wait, that goes on where? They don't even believe it because when you're out of the snow globe and you have not touched base inside of the snow globe looks exactly like a snow globe looks, beautiful. And when you're inside of the snow globe and you've never left the snow globe, it looks beautiful. But the moment that you have been in there and you have done and learned the things that you will learn living in the seats that you are sitting in, and you realize that these things are not normal. They're just talking. I saw this today. Oh, they're just talking about taking the food dyes out of the food. They have been in there. I'm 37 years old. They've been in there longer than I've been alive. What does that do to you guys? So when we talk about all of these things, there's so many things that I'm pointing out. Then you say, "Damn, I didn't realize I was coping with like I'm in an abusive relationship." It's okay though. There's opportunity for you to see. Now, when it comes down to moving abroad, you guys have to go do the legwork. You have to do the homework. First is the homework. Where am I going to go? What means the world to me? What am I looking for that I do not currently have that is readily available? I do not suggest anybody to go be a maker of a new unfound land. So many people have already taken the first step. You're just talking to one of them. And please, this is not, even though it is a one way conversation, I will not be able to hear you, but I would love to hear from you guys in the comments because it does mean a lot. If you guys are having some of these things, with dealing with some of these things, it's real. I had Dr. Wilkins on the other day, and what she said was for people that are abroad, how do you take care of your mental health abroad? That's very, 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 very important. As I mentioned, you may be moving here with a number of things, and you might get here and realize, like, damn, I wasn't even thinking about that. I had no idea that that was going to be on my radar. Give you a couple examples. So you move here and you're by yourself. However, you haven't done any research, so you don't know where to go. You haven't met any people beforehand. There's you just get here. I've met people that come and have been in Colombia and Medellin specifically, and you know what they have done? I met them on their third week here, and they told me, "Man, this is the first time I've been out. It's awesome here. What have you been doing for 3 weeks? I just been sitting in my house. I was kind of nervous to go out. You were you packed all your stuff and you moved and you took your stuff and you flew and take a train or a plane and get to the location, and then you just sat in there because you were nervous because of what you heard. What made you even take the first step? But that happens. So that's why the research and the homework of where you're going and with the intention of where you're going is so important to your mental health when you do get abroad. If you need to be around people, why would you go somewhere where there's no community to receive you? Not because you saw it on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or YouTube and somebody told you it was cool that doesn't live there. When's the last time you actually heard from somebody that doesn't look like you that lives there, does look like you that lives there, or has a similar experience that can give you real life understanding of where you're going and what it is you're doing? Most Americans got 5 days, 4 nights in them. I know. 5 days, 4 nights. Thursday to Monday. That's the sweet spot for Americans because of the timing. What advice would you give to where to find your community? Um, we talked about this. I said getting into a situation where you have done some research beforehand. One thing that was good for my mental health and finding my community, so I did not come to somewhere where I was, even though I had been coming to Colombia for so long, I had not been in a scenario where I had spent a lot of time in Medellin. So what I started doing was this. Before I even settled on Medellin, I got into Facebook groups. Why? Because I needed to know what the community was going on down there. That was going to be important to me. I did not want to become a hermit and go somewhere where if I wanted to go outside, it was going to be very difficult for me to go outside to do anything. You would be surprised how many people see a rainbow bridge or a swing and say, "That's where I want to live, with the rainbow bridge and the swing." Well, what else is out there besides the rainbow bridge and the swing? Do you know, or have you traveled all the way here and packed everything up for a 20-second TikTok video? I did not want it to be me. So I found community in Facebook. And Facebook may be something that you may not use. I did see that comment come through one time. That's okay. Get your butt back on it. This is about your life. This is a situation where the things are weighing on you in the United States and you're looking for some relief. I will tell you, Medellin has offered me plenty of relief from the things that I thought were perfectly normal and I do not deal with anymore. However, I had to utilize Facebook because Facebook has community. They have communities there and groups that chime in every day. And then when you get into the Facebook communities, what you'll find out, we in America, unless you have people that live abroad, we don't use WhatsApp. We don't use it often. Maybe when we travel, but at home, we're not using that. WhatsApp is utilized by pretty much the rest of the world, except pretty much everybody outside of the snow globe uses it. So once you get into these Facebook communities, you get into the WhatsApp communities, which are even more detailed with information and people doing real time things, daytime things, nighttime things, group activities. But you have to do these research because I knew that based off of my lifestyle, I didn't want to move to a beach town. I moved from South Florida and I realized that a beach town was going to be a little too sleepy for me because I don't party as much as I used to. When I came to Medellin, I was only supposed to be here for 3 months. However, I realized that one, I didn't want to go to the beach town because after 3 months, I was like, I was going to go to beach town. It was like, nah, I don't want to go there. And then two, this community was everything that I was hoping for, and even more. Now, you might have Colombia on your radar, might be isolated down to Medellin, it might be Cartagena, it might be Santa Marta, it might be somewhere else. But if somebody is, you are not doing the research and you have not heard from somebody that actually is there, that actually lives there, and is not somebody that's been there for 7 days, not even somebody that's been there for 7 weeks, literally, I wouldn't recommend until you go do the research to find those people. I will do my best to bring those people to the table because Colombia may not be the best place for everybody. However, you will run into a number of situations on this here channel as far as me bringing on other people that will be able to give experiences in places that aren't Colombia. I know so many people that are living around the world that literally will give you a real life experience. Do not take the first step without really taking the understanding of what that experience is like. If you are watching this, good. You are starting to do the research. Kudos to you. Kudos to you. Now, I will tell you, we started talking about some of these things that you are already dealing with that I know. Food quality, things costing too much, and I'm not paying you more at the same rate. So these may be all reasons why you're looking to relocate. But you have to brace yourself for not worse. Nah, not by any means. Mass incidents, not something I worry about out here. Um, Food quality, nah. Food is all grown, and there's 12 hours of sunlight every day. So a lot of these things don't have to be laden with pesticides and things of that nature as they are in the United States. Cost, there's no cost factors. Like, I mean, I went to the local market with Miss Chalet, and literally a pound of strawberries, 50 US cents. 50 cents. 2 pounds of potatoes, $1, maybe like a little bit less, honestly. A little bit less, maybe like 85 cents. Oxtails, for my oxtail lovers, $1.25 a pound. So those things are not on my radar as far as here. Those things will also not be on your radar depending on where you move. If you move to a Eurocentric place that uses the euro or whatever the case is, you may be paying similar prices. You might have just a different cultural lifestyle. Whereas life in Latam, life in the Caribbean in certain places can be a lot more affordable and a lot better food quality and no risk of mass incidents. So those are things that we all have to consider. But when you get here, you've done all your research, you do listen. You say, hey, I'm going to do these things. We go over later this week the 6 steps. There are six. There are 6 steps that you need to move. We go over that a little bit later. But realistically, once you get here, there's a process that most people don't realize. Maybe you did a little research. Maybe you did a little preparation. You're moving to Colombia. Maybe you did Duolingo. Don't do Duolingo. I don't have any I don't have any beef with the people at Duolingo. However, they will tell you how to tell somebody that your belt is brown before you know how to order in a restaurant. I had a friend 400 days straight. Oh, what do you know how to do? Oh yeah, I know how to tell my professor, what I'd like to study in school. Are you about to be a student? No, no. So one, go to a reputable Spanish source. That's the first thing. Like one, the best thing to do is probably work with a local Colombian that it has online classes. Online classes. We have Yvonne. I also have Kevin. They are local Colombians that will help you learn the language. The language differs. It's like Philadelphia to California. Calling somebody a buster, no offense against California, but if they call people busters, then that is not what they're calling people in Philadelphia. Whereas the word John is not nationwide. Maybe it's a little bit, further reach now, but same scenario in Spanish. Same scenario when you go from Colombian Spanish to Puerto Rican Spanish to Dominican Spanish. So not only do your research, but actually try to learn from somebody that's local. If you have to use an app, don't use the D word. Don't. They won't. They just won't give you what you need to come here and be successful immediately. Like you need to know how to say hello. You need to say not only hello, good afternoon, good morning, good night, how are you? These are just very basic things that you're going to run into immediately when you get here. Do not be a vulture of culture. Come prepared. Don't come here with no Spanish. You can survive and you can, walk around and you'll be fine, I guess, with translator, but the experience is a little bit different. I even knew that when I came here and I didn't have as much Spanish as I do now. And week in Cartagena, I was out there like doing my best. I speak Spanish fluently, and I was so happy with myself because I'm learning. It's challenging me. These are things that you will go through. Now, adjusting to a new culture, the mental health of that is going to be different because of what you've already dealt with in the United States. Let me give you an example. In Colombia, people naturally will stand closer to you in lines, out in public. Whereas in the United States, somebody standing close to us will tell somebody to get away from me right now. I don't even know you. So you cannot do that, not only here in Colombia, but in many other places. But that is the culture. Also, I talked to you about saying hello, knowing how to say hello, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, as well as how are you? You know why? Because people walk down the street and actually greet each other. It's not New York or Philadelphia or United States where people don't talk to each other, even if you don't know them. You ever walking somewhere in the South, especially people from up north, and somebody say, "Hey, how you doing?" You're like, "I'm doing good. How are you?" It's like, "Do I know that guy?" Because in Philadelphia and up north, people don't even talk to each other. In a lot of places in the United States, people don't talk to each other. Whereas here, hola, buenos dias, ¿cómo estás? Those are things that people are going to say to you whether they know you or not, and they're going to look at you like you don't have any respect or manners if you don't say those things. So you could have a hard time from a cultural adjustment and getting an understanding of the culture if you don't do your research. You could have a hard time mentally adapting to that. I'm not used to people standing so close to me. Well, I'd rather that than a mass incident. So, pick your poison. Something even as small that we don't even think. Because, I guess I didn't realize it until I got here. I guess cars are made differently in the United States. And the reason I bring that up, anybody Colombian or has been to Colombia and has closed a door too aggressively, they have probably heard from the driver. Well, here, I don't know if it's door or the culture or a little bit of both, but here you need to close doors gently. You slam somebody's door, they're gonna say, "Hey, what are you doing, suave? Like, chill out. Like, why are you slamming the door?" Those are things that are culturally different that all go into the mental health aspect of how do you adapt when you actually get here. We talk about the 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 isolation if you're not willing to be a part of that. So we have a very unique community down here. There's a large expat community, and that is of any flavors, white, Asian, black. There is a ton of us down here, and there are so many niches. If you are into food, to go out with new people. If you are into basketball, there's a football league, that American football. Like there are so many different things that are down here for you, but there are also so many opportunities to blend with the culture. Spanish will unlock some of those opportunities to you. There are a number of people that are actively practicing their English. Many of the people that I've run into in the Afro-Colombian community out here, they have been more than welcome and opening to shared language, myself as well. Um, Culture. It's been such a unique experience down here. But if I came down here and wanted to isolate myself because I'm running away from all United States stuff, I'm not saying don't get away from the United States, but don't bring the United States' BS with you because some people have a tendency to do that. Let's get into it, man. Some people have a tendency to do that. We talked about expat etiquette because you coming here with American expectations and you are bringing the trauma of what you've dealt with where people aren't nice and walking down the street and saying hello to each other. Things cost so much, so you're going to spend money because in America, what you have is who you are. Oh, well, they drive this, so they must be this. Oh, look at this chain. This guy's must got a lot of money. Oh, designer jeans. He's got a whole week's worth of salary for somebody that goes to work 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on his jeans. That is what America breeds. Nobody cares about that stuff in certain places outside of the United States. So when you bring that with you, you are just bringing your trauma to other places and then having the expectation that it is supposed to match everything that you said that you left. Why? So when I talk about mental health, I need you guys both to be prepared. One, for the things that I addressed that you haven't left yet. Some of those things you know. Some of those things you weren't aware of that you were actively going through something that you were like, damn, I just kept paying. When gas goes up and now it used to be 15. Doing my best, guys. TikTok is on my butt. Relocation tours. So we'll get into relocation tours because we do have a little bit of time left. We'll keep talking about mental health, but I do want to be able to. I'm probably not just going to be tagging these. You guys can go to the products in the shop, and I think that's the problem because it's the product that's tagged with the relocation tour. But that's fine. I'll readjust. But the relocation tours, these things are designed to kind of give you an unplug of what it is that we're talking about here. The relocation tours are designed to show you what life actually is like. You've done the first step. You tuned into somebody that actually lives here. You've tuned into somebody that has also spent his time the last 2, 3 weeks, almost every Monday through Friday, getting on live to talk to you guys about what most people want, helping you prepare, getting across and into the door, and then leaving it open and showing you the way. Why? Because I didn't have it. So these relocation tours, when you get here, if you've done the research and decided, you know what, I'm going to go to Colombia. I'm going to check out Medellín. I've seen there's a huge community of Afro expats that are down there. There's a lot of women that are down here that are. I tell people from a safety perspective, there are a lot of single black women that are down here, which means it's safe. Which means it's safe because that right there should tell you everything you need to know. There are a lot of single black women down here. There are a lot of guys. There are a lot of people just in general that are down here looking for a better life and have found it. So when you come to the relocation tour, I go on live at 3 p.m. every day to talk about our group travel. That's fun. That's a turn up. I'm with you. Some of y'all might not be able to leave. Y'all can meet us on that. However, at 6:30 p.m., this is for one, the real behind the wizard's curtain of what life abroad is like. And two, we end with, hey, we have a way for you to get here and actually see what this is like. I don't just talk a good game and don't give you anything. No, I'm willing to give it to you. So these relocation tours. Next one is March 12th through the 17th. March 12th to the 17th, 2025. We will be in Medellin, Colombia. Let's go over it. Let's talk about it because we missed it last Friday. We're gonna get into it this Friday also, but let's talk about it so you guys can understand what is at stake here. Outside of this information, outside of the things that you are can already see that are on our YouTube with the experts that will help you. This is their job. Their job is to do this. Immigration lawyers, real estate, short-term, property investors, healthcare professionals, everything that it is that you need that I did not have, it is at your access. MoodTravelColumbia.com is the place for that. All of the resources there are free. The relocation tour is not free, but it will give you everything that you need right up front. So we bring you in. Let's talk about it. Relocation tour is designed to give you life as a what life like could be for you as an expat. That's what it's designed to do. So we're not going to show you to the tourist places. We are going to bring you to the local things that you are going to need to survive here. First thing, you decided Colombia, you decided Medellin is the city, but you need to figure out what neighborhood. So you guys check in each night. We're going to go do a group dinner. So you already know where to eat when you come back. I've done the research. I'm going to show you to the best places to eat. Next day, we're going to do a half-day seminar with all of our experts. If you go to moodtravelcolumbia.com, you will see with our relocation tour, we have all of our expert information there. So immigration lawyer, real estate, healthcare, all of those are there. Their contact information is there. There's no gatekeeping here. We have given you all the information. Please contact them. I am not an immigration lawyer. So Those things are going to be there at the on the relocation tour for the experts. So you have a half day seminar that first day. Afternoon, we want to let you explore the city at leisure. At leisure. We want you to see what life is like here. Reason why is because the next 3 days, we are going to show you potential places and neighborhoods that you can live in. So we'll hit Laureles, we'll hit Poblado, we'll hit Envigado and or Sabaneta, depending on what you would like to do. But realistically, we'll go into a house. I am at my house. Not every house looks like this. My view is a little different, but some people have higher views. This is what a house looks like. This is what an apartment looks like. It's not even a house, it's an apartment. These are things that we will do and cover over the relocation that gives you life as a local. Not only where could you possibly live, you'll talk to a short-term real estate person that'll give you the opportunity to say, how much does this stuff cost? Hey, this comes furnished and all of this is included and it's only rent and I don't have to pay utilities, internet, and water. Yes. Yes. So we'll get into all of those things. So you'll really get an understanding of what the places that you could possibly live at look like. But we'll also the malls, the grocery stores, the banks, the co-working spaces, the places where you can go from a regular grocery store to a local grocery store and your price go from $5 for something to less than $1 for something. Each day is designed to show you and give you an understanding of where are you going to pack all your stuff up and end up deciding to come live. Because Medellin is a place as big as New York in the sense of you could live in a neighborhood and not have to move. So each of these days are designed to show you a different neighborhood because not all are the same. I live in Laureles. Laureles is very, very, very flat. So it's easy to do walking. If you have mobility issues, that would be of a concern if you are getting to other places. So all of these things, if you go to Sabaneta, it's going to be a lot hillier and the hills might be like this. We're in the mountains. All of these things are things that you have to consider when you go into where am I going to relocate. But we cover that over the days. So you guys already have that. TikTok, I hope you guys got what you need, a relocation tour. Because people need to talk about their mental health, man. It's a serious thing. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but once you get here, finding that community, shout out to Jazz for that. Finding a community is important. And you start with something like Facebook. You start with something like Facebook. Facebook will get you into the communities. I joined maybe 10 different places that I was looking, and I started dwindling down and slowly leaving the communities. I'm like, nah, that's not going to work. This is not going to work. This is not going to work. This isn't going to work. And then I found where I was going to start my journey. And what meant the world to me? What meant the world to me, I still had to be on this time. I still had to Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 Eastern Standard Time. Right now, I'm on Eastern Standard Time. Half the year, Eastern Standard. The other time, Central. So these things were important to me. I can get home in a one from Philadelphia to Philadelphia. I can get straight to New York, take a train down to Philadelphia. Bing, bing, boom. Easy. You might live other places, but these were all things that were important to me when considering where I was going to go. So those are things. Now, moving away from family, that could be a big thing for people. Depends on where you sit on it. Holidays can be big. I would say, some holidays are like, whatever. Then other holidays, I'm like, damn, definitely miss it. So when you go move abroad, you might have to give some of those things up. Some families are willing to travel. If you got a family like that, Godspeed and good luck. That's good for you. That's dope. Definitely, holidays are important, but those are things that you have to. But you will find community, family, friends abroad. As long as you are open to, you stay in your house, you're not gonna find anybody, but maybe your portero. That's it. So literally, consider these things. Now, one thing I will tell you, there are so many things to do outside in Medellin. That was also why I moved here because it is the temperate climate, the city of eternal spring. It's always 70 to 80 degrees all year long. So when you consider that, if you are stuck right now and watching this in the winter, I have t-shirt on, shorts in December. So it's like 70 degrees right now. I say that is because when you talk about your mental health, shout out to all my people with mental depression, but specifically seasonal. Relocating for me meant getting away. So I moved from South Florida and it was always hot. Now Cartagena is hotter than South Florida, believe it or not. Like Fort Lauderdale was hot, but Cartagena is got that beat a lot closer to the equator. However, I knew I didn't want to deal with that. But here it offers so many things. I have done from an outdoor perspective so many different things. I have done river rafting. I have done caving, which is maneuvering through a cave. It is, didn't even know what it was. I have done rivering. I'm from Philadelphia. I have never done a rivering before, which is walking through waist deep river water and trekking to said cave. So I have done so many things that I never thought I would do, but it has shown me a different side of myself that has contributed to the positivity of my, I would say, my mental health state is in it these days. I've gone paragliding at 5,000 feet overlooking the city of Medellin. So you guys don't know, talk about relocation tour. Medellin, the city is like a bowl. The city is at the bottom, the airport's at the top. Imagine jumping about, not all the way at the top, but maybe about right here, with the city at the bottom, and you are literally have the city of Medellin at your feet, 5,000 feet above skyscrapers. I looked down and saw the top of a falcon's head. Looked to my left, I saw a beautiful waterfall. It was the highest I had ever been in my life at the time, and it was one of the most insane things that I've ever done. And I would not have been able to do it um, living back home, you know. And lastly, we're going to get into the one big thing, because I know everybody knows this, because that's probably why you travel, because travel allows for positive mental health, allows you to get away from the stress. It allows you to reimagine a different life than the one that you may live. Hey, for the next 5 days, my name is not even RJ. My name is LJ. Y'all don't know no RJs, because I'm going to sit on the pool. I'm going to sit here and have a drink, eat good food. And I think about it when I get home. Everybody has been there. I get it. I get it. Like, I actually get it. But when you move and you go and stop spending all your daggone money on, just the food, the rising cost of rent, and you relocate out of the United States, and now let's say you spend $5,000 a month. I have a strong feeling if you move to Medellin, you could drop that down to 2,500, maybe down to 2,000 if you get real into it. Probably a lot less, and then you might be using that 2,500 just for some of that budget for travel. I think I posted the other day. I don't know if you guys saw that. From Medellin, it's so easy to go to other countries. Costa Rica, 125 round trip. Aruba, 150. Panama was like 125 or something like that. Different places in Colombia as low as like $20. Places that I'm going to different countries for half the price of you going from Jersey to Miami. Just to say you've been to South Beach again. No disrespect to South Beach. Definitely has changed, but no disrespect. But just think about that. How much more of the world can you see if your budget is not tied up in eggs, bread, water, gas? I don't have a car. So many of you have spent your time and money purchasing a very nice car. I did. I lost so much BS behind that car. I don't even have it anymore. And it was just what? Never mind a car note. Because I'm seeing car notes in the United States are like $1,000 for like an Infinity. And it's like, that could be really tough. That's tough. $1,000 plus. Insurance, $300-$400 a month probably. Full coverage. That could be $1,400 a month just in bills that you won't be paying anymore, because a place like Medellin is walkable. I'm able to travel and see other cultures, not just Colombian culture. I can see Aruban culture, Panamanian culture, Ecuadorian culture, Guatemalan culture. All of these things are under $200 for me to go. Oh, we want to spend $300. I can get all the way to Brazil. If I go to Bogota's international airport, I can get to Spain for like $400 or $500, maybe even cheaper. Never mind the fact that the United States, if you don't use a VPN, you'd be surprised what rates are available for you outside the United States when it comes to planes and resorts and different things. It is insane. I saw the exact same resort that I'm going to for New Year's $500 cheaper for the exact per person for the exact same place in the exact same room just because I live here. They like, well, you got it in America. We're gonna tax you even more just to have a vacation that you can only take for 5 days. So when we talk about these things, I want to be the one give you the reality of yes, you're gonna have some mental health challenges that you're gonna have to deal with, but they're going to be different. They're going to be different. A lot of things you may have to deal with the alternative freedom that you may have to not deal with the things that you are accustomed to having to deal with in the United States. These relocation tours are really designed to show you what your life can be like. 6 days, 5 nights is not that long, but with intention, it can be exactly what it is you need after you have done the research, the homework, and now you come with the relocation tour and do the legwork to determine, am I done? Am I done with the US? It's only a question that you can answer, not me. But I will tell you, we do have the way. So please, movetravelcolumbia.com. You guys, if you buy the t-shirt, you will get, I think it's a $50 t-shirt. You get $100 off the relocation tour. So you get a t-shirt, a physical t-shirt, and then you get essentially money off something that you guys are already looking to do. So that is what is promoted on the website. If you guys go to our TikTok shop, wherever you are, there are destinations, there are our entire 2025 calendar. They're all there, and they're literally giving you guys the ability to travel because I know, even though I am talking to you guys about moving abroad, there are some people that cannot move. Can't. So if I can get you in a better situation from a mental health perspective and not spend all of your money just trying to travel and give you a little deal, that's the least I can do. That's the least I can do. Now, tomorrow, I want to make certain that you guys put your notifications on. Make certain that you guys are sharing the lives while they're on there with somebody that needs to hear this. Now, one thing I will tell you, tomorrow is extremely special. The reason why is because we talk about these 6 things that you have to know. Did y'all know there were 6 things that you have to know and must do before you move abroad? Yesterday, I gave you my story on why I moved, how I did it. Today, I gave you my story on mental health and how you can deal with challenges in both the United States with what it is that you're thinking about, as what mental health would be like abroad should you choose to move over there, how those things would be relieved, and what it is that you may need to think about with the change and moving abroad. But tomorrow, it's about those 6 steps. There are 6 individual steps that you need to take in order for you to actually go about moving abroad. I didn't know them before then, but you guys will find out tomorrow. That is what tomorrow's topic is about. Please tell a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend. If you have been looking and thinking about this is the opportunity for you to ask questions from somebody that already did it. If you are on YouTube or wherever you are, please, Black Expat Life in Colombia, go there. That YouTube has all of our recorded videos with our experts. We've done the legwork. Please go to movetravelcolumbia.com. We have done a legwork, put all the free resources and all of the experts. We have vetted all of these people to make certain that you go somewhere where your money can be trusted. Please, I'm asking you, do the legwork. Come here with the right mindset. No matter what journey you go to take, please go with the right mindset that I am going to be a foreigner in a foreign land, and I need to understand that I'm in a different place. And once you do that, you will have the best time of your life that you've ever thought. So, tomorrow, I will see you guys at 3 p.m. 3 p.m. We will make it to our November Friendsgiving situation. As I mentioned, Thanksgiving has changed over the years. It used to be just families, but the word Friendsgiving now means so many things. I have been able to spend many a Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving out of the United States. So I tell you not only tomorrow to tune in at 3, but, shake it up a little bit. Maybe do something different with your family. Maybe do something different with your friends this year. We'll get into how and what that looks like for next November. We're getting close to the end of the year for our 2025 calendar, right in time for the end of the year. January will be here soon. We'll go do a recap before we get into tomorrow. And then make sure you're here back at 6:30. 6:30 looks like the 6 things that you must know. 6. We're going to get into them tomorrow, each individual one, to make certain that you know what you need. The homework, if you need to bring a pen and a pad, that's what you must do. Until then, I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. I appreciate everybody for tuning in as always. Peace. TikTok, what it do?